Got this off Facebook Marketplace and I can leave it in my shed at the allotment. Doesn't need charging.
I'm Heather, a gardener, designer and horticulturist from Bristol. I love the stories that exist between plants, people and places.
Because of the way the flower faces down, gravity helps bring all that nectar out and the bee comes up from underneath and feeds, and they just absolutely love it. And look, it's November and they're still out. Going on holiday? I'm Heather Newson and I'm going to suggest some simple techniques to help your plants in pots survive while you're away. I'll also reveal some top tips on how to prepare your garden for the summer holiday season.
Living in the city doesn't mean you can't connect with nature. In fact, there are lots of schemes to help city dwellers connect with the earth.
I'm very excited about this. This is a mesembryanthemum. It's known as everlasting flowers because you can dry them and they keep their colour for ages. Also, we've got these teasels. Teasels are sometimes known as a weed. They're very spiky, but the flowers are amazing. The bees love them and the birds really love them. And they're just such a great structure, like nature. Doing that, making sculpture.
So I spend a lot of time gardening in private gardens. I'll go to different people's houses and we'll look at their garden, talk about their goals and how we can develop them or change them.
So before you go on holiday, you want to give your plant pots a really good soak. This can even be putting them in a bucket of water for half an hour. You want to make sure you've got a plant saucer to collect all of the drips. And also, if you can, group them together in the shade and that will really reduce the amount of evaporation.
My favourite thing garden designing is working with the customer to provide their brief and their garden so they can interact with it in the way they want. I like soft plantings that are naturalistic, good for pollinators, and I really love it when I can teach them about plants and they can get involved in their garden once I'm done.
Situated in beautiful Brockwell Park between Brixton Hill and Herne Hill, this well-developed collective of community green spaces offers so many opportunities to get involved.
What's happened is at some point it's got too wet and drowned essentially because roots need to breathe too. So the best way to avoid waterlogging in plants is to replace the compost every 1 to 3 years, particularly in plants with woody stems like this.
Gardens come in all shapes and sizes, from small balcony gardens to huge expansive estates, but the garden and your enjoyment can scale with that space. So if you're just growing small flowers on your balcony versus big, wide, landscaped expanses, you can still get the same amount of joy because of the different scale of focus.
Have you got a green thumb, but not much space to work with? Is your cactus dying again? Or perhaps you've only encountered a courgette in Sainsbury's. Having the space to appreciate, understand and learn from nature can be difficult when living in such a busy city. Thankfully, community members have been appropriating space to cherish soil and vegetation for years.
Now, not all gardens are on the ground. Some come in very unusual spaces, like high up in the sky. This is my sky garden.